In the last video, we discussed body types, and I started off with molding. And what I'd like to add to that is when you get these characters down, the molding feeling down, walk around with it, take it out in public, get the feeling of that character, because it's not just an external thing. A molding character isn't necessarily um, a wrestler. What I'm saying is I don't want you to stereotype these body types. So, oh, I'm not playing a wrestler or a tough guy, so I don't want to do a molding. You could be playing a frail little old woman or a ballet dancer who is a molding type of character because of her internal strength. So think of these as not just an external movement, which they are, but also internal. Because you can tone down that external. I can do a molding character that doesn't have any of that big kind of stuff like that, but I need to feel that inside of that character. We've all seen sort of small people with really big energy. And that's what this is about. It is about building energy. So let's move on to floating. Now, floating, if you can picture yourself being out in the ocean, like a buoy, floating along. And it's going to be an exercise where there are little ripples of waves, and then there are big waves. And you want to do this very large, all the way up as far as you can and take it to its extremes. And you're going to be doing this for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and every now and then stop. Feel it internally. Just stay calm. Feel that you're still floating, but it's all inside now. And then go back to it. And then add words. Now, if I were to say, hey, I think I saw my friend the other day. Now, if I get into this feeling of floating, and I'm floating like this, I might say, hey, I think I saw my friend the other day. It begins to change how I say the line, and then I'm going to stop and say that line again. Hey, I think I saw my friend the other day, because it's floating feeling inside. And when you get that down, I want you to take these body types out into public. And you're going to go out in public as if you're a molding body type or a floating body type, and move around and talk to people, talk to your friends and your family in that sense, so you get real used to it. Because each one of these body types is where you're going to start building your character. So when you start looking at a character that you want to work on, start thinking about which body type. And one of the things I always liked to do was try all 4 body types on my characters. Try them out, really move them around, and stretch the envelope. One of the things I discovered over the years was humans are only afraid of what they don't know. And if you practice something exactly like this, your fear is drifting to either side of that. So when you go, you don't know what's out there, and you don't know what's that direction. So what I like to do is stretch the envelope on a character. When I'm working on a character, I'm going to do them big, I'm going to do them small, I'm going to do them loud, I'm going to do them soft, I'm going to do them molding, floating, flowing, and flying. When I get all done with that, I'm going to drop all that. You want to forget about all that when it comes to rehearsal and performance with other people. Then it's all internalized, and then your character will come out with all these wonderful shades and colors. And that's really what you want to do. Now, one of the things I want you to remember is having a coach, an acting coach, or being in an acting class or working with a teacher is really important. In the 25 years that I was in LA acting, I was always in a class, in a theater group, or a seminar. I was always studying. And another example of that would be Jack Palance from City Slickers. Won an Academy Award for that performance in his 70s. Okay? Jack Palance and I were in the same master's group with George Stanoff. And every day on City Slickers, George was on the set coaching Jack Palance. And what you need to know about that is Jack Palance had been studying with George Stanoff since Jack was a teenager. So these are important things. No matter how far you get in the industry, it's always good to have that outside person watching your performance that can come to you and say, you need to take it down a little bit, you need to take it up a little bit, or work with you to get you where you need to be for that performance. And on that note, I started a page on Fiverr, And Fiverr, Fiverr, you can go there and look me up there, and I've offered some packages. There's a half-hour phone call package if you want to talk and discuss different ideas or Chekhov technique or anything about a performance or something you're about to do or any questions you might have. Or we can do a face-to-face Zoom online coaching session if you want something private, individually geared towards something you're working on. So if you want to do that, look me up on Fiverr and I'll see you there, or I'll see you in the next video, which we're going to talk about center. And center isn't what you're thinking. A character's center is where all inspiration of movement comes from. So wherever your center is, you have to feel that energy flow from that point to any point on your body that's going to move. And that really changes a lot of stuff. So I look forward to hearing from you on Fiverr or see you in the next video. Thank you.